If you get a cut, blood vessels inside your dermis that got broken or hit by the cut immediately begin to leak out blood. This process takes a little faster in real life. Then trillions of quadrillions of microbes, in this case E. coli bacteria, immediately begin entering the wound. Inside it, a literal disaster scene has happened from a literal horror movie. There are dead cells and blood and a lot of dirt literally everywhere with a bunch of bacteria ready to destroy. Cells eventually start to release cytokines that alert the immune system. Macrophages are the first cells to receive the cytokines. They are large eaters of bacteria and will destroy anything in their path, except cells. Macrophages then come to the battlefield and are ready to destroy bacteria by eating them and trapping them in a tiny prison and then killing them with enzymes. But the enemies are too much, so they themselves release cytokines to alert the second line of defense, which are neutrophils. Neutrophils normally patrol in the blood, but now they receive the macrophages' cytokines and immediately head to the site of the battlefield and leave the patrol routes. When they get there, they vomit out deadly chemicals in acid at the bacteria and also can literally dissolve their 3 or 4 nucleuses attached to each other and explode in a literal fashion show of DNA. While World War III is going on inside the mini microverse, the wound is being closed up by platelets and is also being inflamed by the dermis because of the fluids that the macrophages order to be released. Dendritic cells to bring to the immune system are called by the macrophages to collect samples of bacteria and then show them to the lymphocytes, T cells and B cells. They do the exact same thing that macrophages do when eating bacteria, but instead of literally excreting them out like waste, they cover themselves in it in parts called antigens. Now that the dendritic cell has samples of the bacteria that it's fighting, then now it has to go into the nearest lymph vessel to find T cells and B cells to respond specifically to the bacteria. If it finds a T cell in the right time that can respond specifically to the bacteria, then it activates it using a special protein, which the T cell also has a binding protein on it. Now that the T cell is activated, it begins to turn from 1 into trillions and billions. Now that it has cloned itself, one group heads out to the battlefield, while the second stays in the lymph nodes to find another weapon. Remember the B cells? That's what they're looking for. When they do find a B cell, they activate it, and now the B cell is a plasma cell. The plasma cell is now ready to produce billions of antibodies every minute. Now it heads to the site of the battlefield with the antibodies flooding in. Bacteria are getting stunned and maimed and clumped together by the antibodies, while the tide is quickly turning. With the neutrophils and macrophages, they are easily destroying the bacteria. Now that there's no longer bacteria to destroy, the macrophages and the neutrophils and the B cells and the T cells all begin to start a mass killing and kill themselves to save their body's resources. But only a few adaptive immune system responders, that are the B cells and the T cells, survive and become memory T cells and B cells. Thank you for watching.